I've got my September haul for you today. It is pretty big. I ordered quite a lot of stuff at the end of August and it took a few weeks to dispatch, so technically it's part of my August haul, but I'm just going to put it all together with things I picked up in September. I got a couple of pre-orders, a few secondhand bundles, but the majority of stuff I bought this month was new. I also got quite a few volumes of Manhwa, and I also picked up a few different art books as well, which I was really excited to get because it's not something I've really collected before, but I might be addicted now and in future might be picking up more. Also, before I get started, I just want to say the channel recently hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much to everyone who watches and has subscribed. Just as a little thank you, I am going to do a little giveaway. I will be posting a video soon with instructions on how you can enter, so look out for that if you are interested in taking part. But yeah, let's get started with the haul. So starting with the pre-orders, first up I got My Happy Marriage Volume 4. I think most people know about this series. As far as I know, we are now up to date with this and there isn't a Volume 5 out in Japan just yet, so there might be quite a wait for the next volume, which is really sad. I watched some of the anime and I don't know if it goes past this volume, but I stopped watching as I was getting close to where I'd read up to because I didn't want to spoil anything. But yeah, I absolutely love this series, it's so good. Next up I have Lovesick Ellie Volume 11. So this is the penultimate volume and I haven't read this series yet, but I can say that Volume 12 has already been dispatched. So by the time I do my October haul, I'm hoping to have read the whole series and I can tell you finally what I think, but I'm really looking forward to getting into this one. Next I have Volume 5 of Welcome Back Alice. I was really desperate to read this and I actually ordered it on Amazon so I could get it quickly because I hadn't realised it was coming out last month. So I loved this volume as well and found out that the next volume is the last volume, so Volume 6, but I don't think it's out until like March next year, which is a shame. Really love this series. It's kind of uncomfortable but like in a good way to read, but definitely like adult themes. Next I have No Longer Heroine Volume 3. Spoke about this the last couple of hauls. I picked up the first couple of volumes and it's a really funny shoujo series, so looking forward to getting more volumes of this. Volume 4 has been dispatched as well, I think, so I can't wait for that. And by the same mangaka, My Special One Volume 3. I think this is the latest volume as well. Also really enjoying this one. This one kind of, I feel like it looks like it's going to be a really sweet story, and while yes it is a shoujo set in high school, I feel like it's got like slightly more adult or realistic themes to it, and it was actually kind of sad, emotional, the first volume, the first couple of volumes, so I like that it's got like a slightly more realistic or relatable theme to it. I wouldn't say it's mature. It is rated older teen. It's not mature as in like the content, but just the story is more mature than like your typical sweet fluffy shoujo. And last pre-order I got was A Business Proposal Volume 2, which is a manhwa. I absolutely loved Volume 1, really enjoyed Volume 2 as well. Don't know when Volume 3 is out, but I have got it pre-ordered. I hope it's soon. I feel like it might be in the next month or two. I didn't feel like I would get into manhwa as much, but this series like totally sold me on it, and I have picked up others since and really enjoyed them as well. So I was put off by the fact that it reads the other way, and I thought I wouldn't really like the full colour, but once I got into it, it was just so good. This is such a fun story. Like it's a little silly, but it's really funny, and I would recommend. So next I have some more manhwa. I have On or Off volumes 3 and 4. This is a BL series and it is definitely mature, 18 plus, workplace, romance, some kind of graphic content if you're not into that kind of BL series, but it's also really kind of, I don't know if it's sweet, but it's a really, really good story. And I love the two main characters so much. I think they have really good like dynamic. It's kind of like an unexpected romance, especially on one side. So also I thought that volume 4 was the last volume in the series, and I think it technically is, but I heard that the series was continued on under another title, like a spin-off series, but in the back of volume 4 it does say to be continued, or it says like a preview volume 5. So I don't know if they're gonna print it under the same title, because I can't remember what the spin-off series is called, but I know that this story does continue, which I'm really excited for, and I will be picking up as well. So I don't know if it'll be like a volume 5 of On or Off, or if they'll change the title. Next, I picked these up. I saw someone on YouTube talking about this series, and just it sounded interesting, so I thought I would give it a go. I was out one day and just couldn't help myself, wanted to buy something. So I picked up volumes 1 and 2 of What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, which again is a manhwa, and I absolutely loved this series. It was like a really easy read. It was kind of funny. Again, it's like a workplace romance, kind of. I feel like that's where it's headed anyway. And it was just really, really good. I read them both in like one morning, and it's another one that I can't wait to get the next volume. Really want to pick up the rest of the series. So that was all of the manhwa I picked up. So I'll just go on to everything else. I managed to get a hold of Emma volume 3. I got this on Scifier. After my order got cancelled, I reordered it because I really wanted it. I still haven't got volume 2. I can't find it in stock anywhere, and I think volume 4 might be back in stock, so I'll try and get that soon, but obviously I can't read anymore until I get volume 2. But I'm very much looking forward to getting back into this because I really enjoyed the first volume. It's got a really unique art style. It's this nice hardback edition, and it's like a Victorian historical series, which I really like classic literature, so this is like basically classic literature in manga form. So I did like a few little Scifier orders this month. I say a little, some of them were big, but there was just, I kept thinking, oh, I forgot to order this, I forgot to order that, so I just did a couple of different orders. So this one, I picked up things that were recommended by people on Instagram and YouTube that I just wanted to try, so I just picked up like 1 volume or 2 volumes. So first up I have the first volume of 7th Time Loop, which is I think an isekai villainess manga, which honestly I didn't think would be my kind of thing. I have enjoyed some isekai series, so I'm not against reading those, but I didn't know how I'd feel about like the villainess genre. But I really wanted to try this one. It sounded really interesting, and so many people who I know don't read a lot of isekai also really enjoyed this, so I thought I would give it a go. I don't know how many volumes are out. I think there is quite a few now, but I just picked up volume 1 to try it out first. I also picked up Old Fashioned Cupcake, which I thought was a one-shot BL, but apparently there is another. And I don't know if there's going to be more, but it isn't like numbered as volume 1 and then volume 2. The other one is also called Old Fashioned Cupcake, but obviously has a different cover. I could be wrong, there might be like another indication that there's more to the series, but just another one I know that has been much loved in the community and I wanted to try. I also got volume 3 of The Other World's books Depend on the Bean Counter. I haven't read this one yet, which is a little strange because I ordered it because I was desperate to find out what happened after the cliffhanger in volume 2. So I will get to this soon. I know this is very, very popular with isekai lovers and BL lovers, and it's obviously a combination of both. So I do want to read this and find out what happens, because it did end on a cliffhanger, volume 2. but I don't know if there's any indication when volume 4 will be out, so I'm kind of like not in a hurry in case I'm like eagerly awaiting the next volume. And this next set I picked up is just a 2-volume series. I think it was Marguerite's Manga was talking about this one, and it just sounded really fun and I wanted to give it a go. I don't have a lot of Tokyo Pop titles now, so I wanted to pick it up for that reason as well. So it's called My Coworker Has a Secret, and it is just 2 volumes. She said it was just like a sweet office romance, and I really liked the sound of it. I'm pretty sure from what she described, it's like about a woman, I think she's like in her mid-20s, and she has an obsessive hobby that she spends a lot of money on, which I feel like I can definitely relate to. So I just thought that would be fun to read. So yeah, excited to give that one a try. Okay, next, it was a big bulk purchase because I couldn't wait to read more of the series and just decided to pick it all up because it was available. I never see these volumes in stores. I don't know why they don't seem to be stocked many places, but they are mostly available online as far as I know. I did pre-order the latest volume, which actually came first before the rest, so I had to wait for everything else. But once they arrived, I actually read the whole series, the rest of the series in one day, in one sitting basically, because it was just so addictive, and it is quite quick to read. It kind of messes with your head when you're reading it, but it was definitely worth it, and would highly recommend. And that is Blood on the Tracks. So I got volumes 4 to 14. So 14 is the most recent volume. So that came first, and then I had to wait like another week for the rest of the volumes, which was annoying because I had read 1 to 3 in one day and was like desperate for the rest. So volume 4. This is like a psychological, I don't know how to describe it, it's without kind of giving anything away, but it is not an easy read. If you've read any other Shuzo Oshimi works, you'll know that he likes to make people feel uncomfortable. But I would definitely recommend this if you're interested in giving it a go. Just when you think things can't get any worse, something else like really bizarre or strange happens. And I think this is going to end at 16 or 17 volumes, so it's actually quite close to the end now, which is a shame because I feel like it could go so many different ways. I'm interested to see what happens next, where it left in volume 14. I think 15 is out before the end of the year, so I imagine that the whole series will be finished by like maybe mid next year. Next was another Scifier order, which I must just have had no self-control this day because it is a big chunk of a series. I am now missing 8 volumes from this series, so it is quite a long one, and I think they are quite difficult to find, the ones I'm missing, so I don't know where I'm going to get those. I will look secondhand because I'm not really that fussed about like if something's secondhand. I don't know what happened. I just decided one day that I had to buy all these books. And that is Orasama Teacher. So I got everything that was available basically. I do still have 2 books outstanding on this order that I think they can't get a hold of, but they haven't cancelled them either, so I don't know kind of what will happen with those. But I got 6, 7, 10, 13, 15, 16, 18, 19, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I already have 1 to 5, so I'm missing 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, 17, 20 and 21. I think those 20s are the hardest ones to find, I'm not sure, but we will see. So this is a shoujo series. It's not actually that old for some of the volumes to be out of print or out of stock, which I realise so many series or so many shoujo beat titles are currently out of stock, which is really annoying. I'm hoping I will be able to pick the other ones up because I really want to read this whole series. So this manga has done another few series. I picked up, or I got gifted, the first 3 volumes of Magic Touch, which is by this mangaka, and they also do Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, which is another series I'm really interested in reading. I don't know if there's an anime for that. I think there might be. So I'm hoping they'll either be reprints of the volumes I'm missing, or I'll just be able to find them secondhand online. It's one of those series though that like they have the volumes on like Amazon for over £100, which I'm not going to pay. And more often than not, they do come up really cheap somewhere. So just have to keep my eyes open for those volumes that I'm missing. All the covers are really like bright and colourful. They've all got like nice illustrations on the back as well, which is really nice. Nearly done. I love that one. That's so pretty. I hate the fact that there's a spoiler on the last cover. Like, why do they do this? Also in that last Scifier order, I found a couple of volumes of Sakura Hime that I was missing. I wasn't sure what I was going to get with these because they were listed as, so they had the correct pictures, like stock photos of the covers. So I got volume 5, 8, 9 and 11. That is all they had. I am still missing a couple more that seem to be, again, really hard to find, unfortunately. So they were listed with the right stock photos, but they all said they were either volume 3 or volume 10 in the description. So I was like, is it going to be volume? I have already got volumes 3 and 10. I was like, is it going to be volume 3 or is it going to be volume 5? Because the pictures were all mixed up. So I thought I'm just going to order them and hope that I get the volumes that are shown in the pictures. And thankfully they were. So I don't know if that's a fault with the website, if it was just like a glitch, but just be aware that sometimes the photos don't match the description. So if you're looking for volume 3, make sure that the stock photo says volume 3. Thankfully I got the ones that I wanted and it wasn't the mistake. So now I'm just missing volumes 4 and 7 and 12, I think, to have this one complete. Again, I've had a look and they are really hard to find, or they're not even up for sale for a ridiculous price, which isn't great, but I'm hoping that I'll come across them somewhere and I'll be able to complete that series. Another Arina Tanamura, she has like this one shot, which is like 4 short stories, short-tempered melancholic. I don't know if I've said that right. So I just thought I wanted to pick that up as well, just because I've seemed to be buying everything that I can find by that mangaka. I also picked up the volumes I was missing for Demon Love Spell, so 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 is the last in the series. I got 1 and 2 a little while ago. I bought them secondhand from a friend on Instagram and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to pick these up, but they are new. I thought I might have to get them secondhand, but I did find them on Scifier. They do seem to have quite a lot of stuff that you would think are out of stock or out of print. They seem to find them, which is really good. So some of them are slightly yellowed, so I guess they've been sat in a warehouse somewhere for a really long time. But I'm just happy to have been able to complete that short little series, and I'm excited to be able to finish reading it. And I also picked up volumes 3 and 4 of Snow White with the Red Hair. So now I've got the first 4 volumes. I am going to give this one a read and I feel like I know I'm going to like it. So but I want to read the first 4 before I pick up any more. I'm excited. I actually really do like the art style on this series. I think it's really nice. And pretty much everything else I picked up is secondhand. Yes, there is still more. First up, I have Kiss of the Rose Princess 1 to 7. I checked and this is a 9-volume series, so I'm just missing the last 2. But these were for sale on Vinted for £10 for this whole bundle, which I thought was like crazy cheap, and decided to pick it up. Obviously it is a shoujo, and then I didn't realise until after, but it is actually the same mangaka as the Demon Prince of Momochi House, which I have actually just read last month and I really enjoyed that series, so I'm hoping I'll like this as well. I'm not really sure what the plot is, but I'm not too bothered. For £10 I thought I'll just read them and find out. And I think the last 2 volumes are going to be easy enough to find as well, so I'll pick those up soon. But I kind of want to get them for cheap, since I got the rest of these so cheap. Like 7 volumes for £10 is crazy. But I really like this mangaka's art style as well. This is an older work, but it still looks, I don't feel like her art's changed too much. It looks really similar. Maybe a little bit more like chibi. But yeah, thought that was like a crazy good deal. And next I got Komomo Confisery, which is a 5-volume series. I picked this up secondhand as well. Got these for £15 for the 5, which I thought was pretty good as well. I've looked at this a couple of times and thought it looked really cute. Something to do with like baking or cakes. I'm always interested in manga when there's food involved, especially like cakes. I feel like I love looking at things like that in manga. So I'm excited to read this one. And I do really like picking up these like short, older series. This looks really cute, the art style. I don't know if this mangaka has done anything else. I haven't looked into it. And last series I picked up. So I picked up, this is an 8-volume series complete. I picked up the first 6 secondhand in 2 separate bundles. I got 1 to 3 off someone on Vinted, and then I got 4 to 6 off someone else on Vinted. They just happened to go up on the same day. I looked online and volume 8 was available to buy new, and volume 7 just seemed to be non-existent, which I was kind of concerned about because I had already bought the others. And then I mentioned to a friend that I was looking for volume 7 and she found it straight away on Amazon. So I thought, yeah, okay, I'll pick it up secondhand. It was like through an external seller. I'll just pick it up secondhand, hopefully it'll come. And when it came, volume 7 was actually brand new and wrapped in plastic. So I got the first 6 volumes secondhand, all in really good condition, and I got volume 7 and 8 in brand new condition, so that was really good. And that series is Honey So Sweet. So I've got volume 1, 2 and 3 in one little bundle, and 4, 5 and 6 in another. And volume 7 is the one that does seem to be like out of stock everywhere. I feel like I've been really lucky with some of these series because I do tend to find the volume I'm missing. I think there was other people selling this, but they were like above retail. I got this for like £7, so it was like retail price. I thought it was going to be secondhand, but it is still wrapped in plastic, so that was really good. And volume 8 I picked up on Scifier, and that is the last volume. I'm really looking forward to, I'm buddy reading this later this month, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. This is how I know that I've bought too much in a month and I can't actually fit it onto one shelf. And as if that wasn't enough, I also bought quite a few art books this month. I got one which has been printed in English. I got as a pre-order from Scifier, and the others I picked up, I bought them on Amazon Japan. So I thought I want to do like a big-ish order for Amazon Japan instead of just doing like one volume. So I'll do the English one first. As well as a lot of you, I pre-ordered the Waterkoi art book because I love the series. I'm pretty sure this was meant to come out like at the start of the year, but then it must have been delayed because it did only come out last month, or maybe it was the month before. I eventually got my copy. It is really beautiful. If you're a fan of the series, I would say you want to pick this up. It's got this really nice poster in the back, which I think is super cute. So I was really excited to get that one. And then I went to Amazon Japan for other things. And initially I only wanted to get the Kimini Todoke art book, but then I found out that some other things were available and I just had to go for them. So I did pick up the Kimini Todoke art book. Obviously it is in Japanese, so I can't read any of the text, but the print is really lovely and it's not on that shiny paper that I'm really picky about paper. It's not on that shiny white paper that a lot of the art books are printed on. It feels like it's not manga paper, but it's really nice quality paper, and I just feel like the colours come out so nice. A lot of the like chapter title page illustrations in here in colour, like watercolour, it's just absolutely beautiful. So if you're a fan of this series, I would say try and get a hold of this because it's beautiful. And I also picked up, like a lot of you, the My Happy Marriage art book, which just came out I think in the last few months. It is again absolutely stunning. It is on really nice kind of cardstock paper and mostly watercolor, I think. Again, it is in Japanese. I think they may have said they're going to release this in English. I can't remember if it was this one or not. I know there are some more art books that are currently only in Japanese that are getting printed into English that I'm sure I'll be picking up as well. But yeah, I just wanted to have this. I don't really mind the fact that it is in Japanese, but yeah, absolutely stunning. The art style for this series is like on another level anyway. And I also picked up volume 7 of A Sign of Affection in Japanese because it came with this special edition booklet. It is only small, like it's very thin, but it has just a few colour illustrations inside, and because I love the series so much, I really wanted it. I hope they do like a full art book for this series because I think it would be beautiful, but I really wanted this. And buying the volume of manga in Japanese, it's really cheap, so I didn't mind paying a little bit extra just to get the booklet. And lastly, I picked up, I really want the Yona art book, but I can't find it anywhere. But I did pick up the fan book, which has some illustrations in, and again, it's all in Japanese, so I can't read it, but it's got a lot of character profiles, details about the series, and there's a lot of illustrations and sketches in there. There is some coloured pages at the back as well. I have just last month read all of Yona and I'm absolutely obsessed. I think it might be my favourite series I've read this year. Like, it was so good. I can't recommend it enough to anyone who is like on the fence about whether they want to start reading Yona or not. Please do it. Just do it. It is worth it. So yeah, I was really excited to get this anyway, and will look for any illustration books or fan books that you can get. I basically want all of the merchandise for this series now. So yeah, that was just another one I decided to pick up from Japan. So in total, I think that was like 74 volumes plus the art books, which is not great. I'm gonna say that part of this haul was meant to come in August, and that is why it is so big. But I haven't really been out shopping for anything this month. It was all online orders, apart from I picked up Secretary Kim when I was out shopping, but it was so good that I feel like it was totally worth it. Just for anyone who's watching that thinks like I buy a lot, I do read quite a lot. Last month I read 80 volumes, so I always feel like as long as I'm reading as much as I'm buying, it's justified. Of course I'll have to stop at some point because I will run out of space. Space is an issue, but I do also unhaul things when I don't really enjoy them, so I try and create space there. I think it always looks like a lot more as well when you bulk buy series like Blood on the Tracks and Urasama Teacher. Yeah, it was like a big commitment, but I've bulk bought like most of this series now, so there's only a few volumes I'm missing. I'm now up to date. I have read up to date with Blood on the Tracks, so I can't wait to finish that off. I've really enjoyed the manhwa I've been reading, so I am going to be picking up more of that in future, which is more expensive, unfortunately. But this is like the only thing I spend my money on, so I feel like it's okay. I have recently filmed a collection tour, so that should be going up in the next month or so, if you keep an eye out for that, if you're interested to see what else I have in my collection. And also, if you're interested in entering the giveaway, keep an eye out for a video about that. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!